All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about AI and project management. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi thing anymore. It's a real tool right now changing how projects get done. Okay, if you're a PM, this quote is probably hitting a little too close to home, right? You're juggling a million things. Crazy timelines, teams all over the place. It's this constant high-wire act. You're just trying to keep the train on the tracks and hope nobody burns out in the process. It really is controlled chaos, and let's be honest, sometimes it's not so controlled. But what if you could just flip that script? Imagine having something that handles all the boring, repetitive stuff for you. Something that could see around corners and warn you about risks before they blow up into full-blown crises. Well, that's not imagination anymore. That's what AI brings to the table right now. And that's where AI comes in. The key word here is copilot. It's not here to take your job, it's here to be your practical partner, helping you cut through all the noise and complexity. It's about making you better, faster, more strategic. So let's get into the specifics. How does it actually do that? All right, first up, planning. You know, for so long, planning has been kind of an art form, right? It's a mix of your gut feeling, your past experience, and maybe some data sprinkled in. But AI? Well, AI is turning that art into a much more precise science. So we've always made these, educated guesses. But we're human. We have biases. The biggest one, that good old optimism bias, where we just kind of assume everything's going to go perfectly. AI helps us get past that. It hooks right into your project history. Think of all that data in JIRA, and it crunches the numbers on thousands of your past projects. So the forecasts it gives you aren't based on wishful thinking. They're based on what really happened. So what does that look like in practice? Well, instead of just saying, it'll be done in 2 weeks, an AI tool can tell you there's an 85% chance it'll be done by a specific date. See the difference? That's not a guess. It's a statistical probability. It gives you a level of confidence in your planning that, honestly, was just out of reach before. Okay, number 2. This one is huge. AI gives you back your time, your most precious resource, right? It's just fantastic at taking over all those soul-crushing repetitive tasks that eat up so much of your week. Just look at a typical week for a project manager. A massive 60% of your time can get sucked into what our source material calls tactical quicksand. I love that term. It's perfect. It's all the report building, the status chasing, all that admin stuff. This is exactly where AI can make an immediate, and I mean massive, difference. Think about that weekly status report. You know the drill. Instead of you spending, 2-3 hours pulling it all together, an AI agent can do it all. It just whoosh, gathers the JIRA data, makes the charts, writes a pretty decent summary, and then boom, posts it to Slack or sends it in an email. Just like that. And all that time you just got back, you can use it to do the work that actually moves the needle. Benefit number 3 is a real game changer. It's all about how we handle risk. Usually, risk management is, it's reactive. We see a fire, we put it out. AI completely flips that. It lets you get ahead of the problem, making risk management proactive. Think of AI as your project's early warning system. It's constantly scanning everything, looking for patterns that a person might just miss. Like, it'll notice a key task is slipping by a few hours every single day, or it'll see a bottleneck forming 2 weeks from now. And this is wild. It can even pick up on things like rising frustration in your team's Slack channels. That's an incredible leading indicator of trouble. It lets you step in and solve something when it's still a small problem, not a 5-alarm fire. All right, next up, making better decisions. We are all swimming, no drowning in data, right? But data by itself is just noise. What we really need are insights, and that's what AI does. It's like this super powerful engine that sifts through all that chaos to find the one thing that actually matters. What AI gives you are what we call actionable insights. That's key. It doesn't just spit out a chart and say, good luck. It connects the dots for you. It tells you the why. So, for example, it might say, hey, your team's velocity dropped this week. And it'll add, and it looks like it's because these 3 user stories in Confluence don't have clear acceptance criteria. See? That's not just data. That's a to-do list for making things better. This leads us to our 5th point. And honestly, this one might be the most important and maybe the most surprising.
It's about the people. It's about using AI to actually enhance your team's well-being and protect them from burnout.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. When you hear monitoring team activity, it sounds a little big brother, right? But let's be really clear about this. The point here is not about spying. Not at all. As the source material says, it's about having a system that helps you protect them. It's a protective tool. So here's how that actually works. The AI looks at everyone's workload. It looks at the upcoming deadlines, and it can see, this team is headed for a cliff. The pressure is about to become completely unsustainable. It gives you that heads up, so you, the manager, can step in before everyone hits a wall. You can adjust deadlines, you can manage expectations, you can get them help. It's about building a healthier team, which is always a more productive team.
So let's wrap this up. What have we seen? AI as your co-pilot, right? It helps you build plans that are actually realistic. It automates the boring stuff. It spots risks before they happen. It gives you real insights, and it even helps you look out for your team. And if you remember one thing from this, make it this. AI is not here to replace you. It's here to augment you. Think of it this way. AI handles the what, the data, the reports, the number crunching. That frees you, the human, to focus on the why and the who. Your job becomes more about leadership, communication, empathy, strategy, all the things a machine can't do. These skills are more critical than ever. AI doesn't automate your job, it elevates it.
Look, the real change here isn't just the tech. It's what the tech lets you do. With all that administrative weight off your shoulders and with a co-pilot giving you incredible insights, the real question is, what kind of leader are you going to become? Thanks for tuning in.